I almost never do videos because I really don't like the sound of my voice being recorded, but I know I posted about this earlier, but I just needed to put my voice to my thoughts. I have a hard time understanding why we as people feel the need to maliciously attack each other. Don't get me wrong, if you know me well enough, you know I am very quick to throw shade for the comedic value of it. And it's not in any way, shape, or form meant to be hateful or harmful. It's just me making an observation of something I'm seeing. I don't have any hate for anybody. I don't have any animosity or want to lessen the value of anybody's life or being. It's just something I observe that I find amusing. What I saw in that video today hurt my spirit because it took place in the city that I was born in. And it was somebody in the LGBT community being attacked for whatever reason and being ganged up on. And no one stepped in to help. Everyone just spectated and recorded it. In the background, you have someone just yelling, "That's a man, that's a man." We have enough information in this world to understand that gender is not that cut and dry of a matter, and it's rude and ignorant to say those types of things. And more so, the fact that it is people of color doing it. You're an oppressed people yourself, and yet you feel it's appropriate to oppress others and continue the cycle of, well, they're not me, so fuck it. Wrong answer. Truth be told, if you notice, most of the stuff I post is about things that are happening specifically to the LGBT community. You'll notice that I don't really have much to say about things like Black Lives Matter and things like that. If you like the honest fact, the reason why I don't tend to post or address those matters is, in my personal life, honestly, most of the hateful acts that have been perpetrated against me, most of the hateful words that have been said to me, and hateful actions that have been done to me, have been perpetrated by other people of color. So, apologies if I don't seem like I'm really jumping in the pool with everybody else. I agree, things need to change, but I'm going to support those who supported me the most first. When I came out, I found more support long-term with LGBT people of all colors than I found with the mainstream minorities that I associated with or found myself in the presence of. It included people in churches that I went to. That included people in my high school that I dealt with. I always found myself at odds with being who I am as an honest person and not being black enough to fit in. And then to see this video and see this behavior being perpetrated, or see all these other instances of people of color alienating and attacking people from the LGBT community, it's like two sides of my family at war with each other. Honestly, I'm going to pick the side that's had my back more. Sorry if that offends some of you. But to my point of making this, this is hurting my spirit to watch. As the world changes and evolves, and in some cases devolves, I don't know what I'm supposed to do about it. I'm not an activist. I'm not going to be marching down the street because I still have to live my life. I'm trying my best to pass along information to people, and hopefully, if it's just one other person passing the information along to somebody else, it will make some change in the world. I gave one of my staff members a brief history involving the Stonewall riots so I would understand a little bit more about what gay pride is and why it was created, and now it's translated into him writing a paper to present to his sociology class. That's a huge deal. It's not a march on Washington. It's not a full-on social media campaign. But having enough of an impact on somebody's life to make that kind of positive influence where they want to share that information gave me a little bit of hope. Then I saw this video and all of that is kind of like, fuck, what? Why? Or I saw another video where a transgender girl was dancing with a cisgender male at a party, and then the video cut to him being upset and riled up because he found out she was transgender. And yes, some of you watching, I'm using she because as a person who's transitioned, she is a transgendered woman. She is a woman of trans experience. So please keep your nasty jokes and comments to yourself. Anyway, he was upset when he found out she was transgender. Now, should she have told him while they were dancing? When is it appropriate? I don't know. That's not my life. But he didn't seem to have a problem the whole time he was dancing with her. But again, it was a man of color. And because men of color are raised with such fragile stability regarding their masculinity, anything that differs from what they were taught sets them off. My hair is fucking green. The way I walk down the street, anybody that's known me since I've grown up, I've had the same walk since I was 6. Which is pretty much a bullseye on my ass when people ask me why I'm switching and carrying on and da-da-da-da. That's just who I am. Why can't people just live and be who they are? Why does it have to go to the point of hate and animosity? They just put something up online that the 15th trans woman of color reported was killed. This is not all the ones that haven't been found or nobody reported because no one knows them or cares or they're runaways or whatever. But this is the 15th reported murder of a trans woman of color. God knows how many others there are. There are kids afraid to come out of the closet, thinking about suicide, contemplating suicide, men living double lives, putting themselves and the ones they care about in danger, psychologically damaging themselves because they're too scared to live genuinely. And this is the fault of our society. This is the fault of our society that people would rather record someone getting attacked and assaulted than help them or stop it or call the police. This is a result of our society where a man cannot have feelings for the opposite and the same gender, or even the same gender, and be considered still a man for living his truth and being honest. No matter what he does, there's still a question of his manhood if he does. But if he doesn't, and he hides it to save face, then he's nasty and DL and everyone else make that face. Get over yourselves. You're not perfect. No one else is. You have no place to judge. You can have an opinion. You can have a thought. But you have no business judging anybody, much less attacking somebody because you don't agree with their life. Not their lifestyle, their life. Someone being a homosexual is their life. How they behave within their homosexuality is their lifestyle. Someone living as a transgendered person is their life. How they choose to behave and carry out their daily routine within that is their lifestyle. Regardless, it's not your place to judge. It's not your place to punish. It's not your place to reprimand unless they have done something truly egregious to you that requires that kind of response. And even in that case, think before you do it, because is some bullshit really worth a jail sentence? I know I've rambled a little bit, but I just have to get this out of my system because it's been bothering me all day. And I just don't understand. It's not complicated. You get up, you live your life, you go to bed. You get up, you live your life, you go to bed until the day you die. There's no reason to sit there and be petty or be hateful. If somebody did something to you in your past, don't hold that against everybody that looks or acts or is associated with that person. Hold that person accountable and move the fuck on. Something happened to you with your childhood, with someone doing something to you, don't carry that with you and create animosity. A lot of times, there's almost an unspoken PTSD that people have. Give you a perfect example. I saw a video a couple of months ago about something called buck breaking. It was how they would... It was a form of psychological warfare they used during slavery to demoralize the slaves that they brought over. You'll find the strongest, most dominant, commanding male amongst the group and break him. They called them bucks, like big bucks. Buck breaking. Break his spirit. Break his will. So all the others that looked up to him saw that if he can be broken, they're no better. This was in the form of beatings, public humiliations, castrations, sodomy with foreign objects, or even full-on gang rapes in front of people to show him being powerless and emasculated. So as this carries on through generations, any behavior that is not seen as fully masculine and manly amongst people of color has a negative connotation to the point of being looked at in a hateful manner, because what they saw being done to these men to take away their power and their strength and their presence and their energy from the people around them left a bad taste in their mouth that they just never washed out. It's a long-term, generational trauma that keeps getting passed along, and no one seems to want to break it. Everybody's too scared to be different, or even not different, honest. You can't expect people to treat you properly if you don't treat other people properly. If you still hold hate in your heart for something that you don't understand, that is not your life, you're saying, "Ew, well, that's not how it's supposed to be." Who the fuck are you to say it's supposed to be? You're not God. You're not Muhammad. You're not Allah. You're not whatever higher power you call upon. You are immortal, breathing mortal air with the rest of us. This probably makes no sense right about now because I'm really, really tired, but I figured I just needed to get this out. At some point, I'll probably write an outline and do this in a more formal manner, but good night.